runway here too. It's a little off-centered, but it's cool. But again, we're running on hyperthreading again. That seemed to have increased frames, unlike prepared. And I overclocked it to 5.1 gigahertz per core, so. All right, centering. Rotate at 55, climb at 74, and get my watch ready. There, stop sending messages to my watch. Here we go. Hi, Zayar, how you doing? I hope I pronounced it right. Is it Zayar, or is it Zayar? Okay. It was fun this week. I actually got to fly with my brother on the simulator. I bought it for him for his birthday. And I've been trying to teach him how to fly the C-152 like it's real life. So, it's been interesting. Okay. Oh, we're stuttering a little bit on the frames, but it's because all the Sim Connect stuff I'm running right now. Again, another thing I hope they fix in the stuff. I'm actually from Massachusetts. Great state of Massachusetts. Yeah. Try to get this mixture correct because I think I'd get more power. But there we go, building it now. Guess it just takes a while. It is probably hot outside. I can't tell what the temperature is because usually I'm used to looking at the actually the temperature gauge should be over here now, right? Yeah. 93. Yeah, so that makes sense now.
Cessna Niner Echo Foxtrot, continue for north departure. I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
He talks like a robot. I will turn to north departure and then we'll advise. Or you will advise. So, let's take a turn to the right. Clear on the right. And we'll turn on course. We got a lot of checkpoints for a 2-hour flight here, so I'm gonna try to get it done before dinner time, maybe even hop on the bike. As you probably saw from my video, I cycle to get exercise a lot. Now I can't jog anymore because whenever I jog my knees hurt for about a day or two. So I'm not the spring chicken I used to be.
Echo Foxtrot, acknowledge last transmission.
Oh, sorry, I forgot because I'm used to talking.
El Paso Tower Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, continue for north departure.
And here we go. We're gonna climb all the way to 10,500, believe it or not.
Cessna Niner Echo Foxtrot, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Well, thank you. All right.
El Paso Tower Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, frequency change.
El Paso approaches 119.15 in the real world. Let's see if they got it right in here. Okay. They have 124.250, but see it says right there 119.15, but we'll go with theirs. That has to be a directional thing then. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, Class Charlie, yep.
El Paso approach Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot.
I helped put on the
Cessna
transponder,
2
but again,
miles
that was because my
southwest of
mouse
Biggs,
didn't work.
5,000 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, El Paso approach. Squawk 5157.
As soon as it lets me click, 5157. I didn't even get to push
Cessna
one
Niner
of
Echo
them.
Foxtrot, radar contact 2 miles southwest of Biggs, 5,200 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Awesome.
Maintain on navigation.
Will do. Wilco.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Cessna 9er.
So yeah, some things on the simulator definitely have to be improved. And I hope with it being a web-based product that they will update this over time It's not the FSX where they just leave it and kind of give you a patch or two and then you're done. It should be a constantly evolving thing, if you ask me. And if you agree with me, let me know. Chat it out with me. Tell me what you think should be improved in the simulator as well. But we're leading the mixture as we go here, as we get higher and higher. And the EGT looks about right. That's about where I'm used to seeing it, so I should actually put this marker up there. 2 ways to lead the mixture, with the EGT or maximum RPMs. I'm used to doing maximum RPMs because of not having an EGT in any of the planes I fly, but we'll put it right about there. And first checkpoint, I think, is the Sunland Park racetrack. It is. So be off to our left, and we'll take a look out there. I just got to try to get the altitude. And as you can see, I'm going at 10,500 because we have some rocky terrain out here. And we want to get over that and have enough clearance. And later on, there's more rocky terrain. So, but I estimate that we'd be parallel to that in 17 minutes total. That's including the climb to 10,500. So it might be a little bit before that. And he is tracking me, right? Yeah. Alright. Enter request flight following, so they didn't give me that option. Also, I would have just said give me flight following. Yeah, well, seeing that the Sim Connect error with VATSIM doesn't make it work that good, I'm reduced to using the ATC here to be a little more authentic. Once I get out of Class C, which I just got out of actually, once I get out of the Class C, I mean, you really don't have to use it, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's the Sim Connect because I'm still losing frames when using Sim Connect on everything. So, but they're supposed to come out with the patch this week. That's what they said. As far as streaming, it takes me down about 6 to 10 frames, which I could see that. I'm not going to build a whole new computer though just for streaming. That just isn't going to happen. But the Sim Connect stuff, I mean, with this movable map, this is kind of Sim Connect. It gets like GPS data from the simulator. But anyways, we're taking it from El Paso, going to Deming, and then going to Tucson. That is our route today. That's an old program I had that I've been using for a while. And that's in place of SimAware and stuff like that. See, I'm not on VATSIM. So, I hope they get updated airports. The biggest thing is that I think they're going to update the maps, obviously, because this is a showcase for Bing. Don't get me wrong. They came out with this, and it's a showcase of Bing. But the taxiways are all wrong according to the airport diagrams. Like, they just told me to taxi Charlie to runway 22. There's at least 3 or 4 taxiways you got to take to get to 22 from where I was. And when I'm looking at the airport diagram on my app there with the GPS data going out to it, again, Sim Connect, it doesn't even line up with the letters of the taxiways. There's like no taxiway signs except for once in a great while to see, to even find out where you are. So it makes it kind of difficult to do anything. Alright, let's try to climb at 80 knots here. That gives you enhanced cooling over the engine. For short people like me, as I always say, it gives me a better view of the news. But I've started using a cushion in the 172s when I fly for real. Because at 5'4", it just makes it better for me. The 152, no problem. The 172s, I need the cushion. So I went and bought one. Alright, we are on track, and I should be, with the winds aloft I did use, going 279er. So we'll see if that holds, and my calculations are correct. But it's going to be a slow climb up to 10,500. Sunland Park Racetrack should be on our left. I'm gonna see if I can get an outside view here as long as this holds. It'll hold for now. Is that here? And the racetrack is... out there. Oh, there it is. Right there. That's my first visual on my checkpoints. See, the scenery is really good. And this is still part of El Paso, quite a section. It's getting a little dark here. I have to put some panel lights on. But P3D, you could, if you knew what you were doing, you could update the airports. It just took a lot of your own time on that. But yeah, this isn't the simulator of old, like I said. Hopefully they're just going to keep updating it. It's almost like Windows 10, where they say that that's going to be an operating system for a long time, and they're just going to update it. I mean, we're in the 21st century now. I think we could use the same engine and just update as we go, right? All right, Sunland Racetrack out there, and I got almost 11 minutes, so we'll call it at 11. I said 17, so all we do is we minus 6 off of every waypoint, and that'll give us a more updated view of what times we should hit here. Yeah, pretty smooth weather here. I'm not sure about those clouds though. I might have to go to 8,500 if I can't swing those clouds. So, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. So let's try to get to 8,500 at least. Yeah, 157, 208. All right. Checkpoints are updated. Yeah, we might stay at 8,500, so that'll be all right. That'll be all right. Now, I left Class Troy a long time ago, so I guess that I can't get... can't get flight tracking. There's no approach frequency. Let's see if we can back. No. Alright, let's see if we can get El Paso on here. 119.15, and if not, I'll look for an airport with the charge supplement, try to get some approach here. There we go. That's weird. Yep. No flight following. That doesn't seem right, does it? You should be able to get flight following. Alright, let's see where we are. Oh, next checkpoint, by the way, would be, and I'm a little off course because I didn't keep 279er, the railroad tracks in 6 minutes. So, the railroad, oh, they're clearly on the sectional. So I'm going to go past Dona Ana County International, which should be out there. Let's look for an airport, everybody. Is that it? Oh, I zoomed in way too much. Those are the railroad tracks that I'm going to eventually cross and call that a checkpoint. But, oh, there it is. There's the airport, and again, when we crisscross our way across the railroad tracks, that's my second checkpoint. All right. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want you to set my destination. Okay, they're saying approach is 119.15, so I guess it's not in here. Okay, that's all right, I guess. It's cool. I just won't use flight following. You know what? We'll try for 10,500. I've changed my mind. And see if we can do this. Trying to lean that mixture as much as I can. But we'll get there. So any other issues that you think Microsoft should take up or Asobo Studio should take up with this? Because I mean, I think it's a pretty nice simulator. It's just little things like that that kind of ruin it for me, including, as I always see on every stream, the taxi lights in the middle of taxiways and stuff like that, and not enough signs with the proper letters to let you know where you are. An update on where we are. Oh, really? Because mine are. I haven't had that problem, but I haven't really configured too much on it. So, interesting. I know there's a bug for me where if I unplug a USB device or I plug something in, it doesn't even have to be flight simulated. This thing will crash, no problem. And that was one of the things they said they would take up in the fix this week. So, the scenery itself, I mean, you can't beat it. Let's go outside. I'm pretty stable. Let's take the drone cam. Here we go. So again, when I cross these railroad tracks here, that's my checkpoint. And then you got Dona Ana County International there. And goodbye, El Paso. The only thing about the drone cam is you cannot control the plane. Really? I couldn't even tell you about that because I still use my Saitek panels through using SPAD.next, which has been a lifesaver with the Saitek stuff in the radio panel. But the light switches on mine did work. Because I remember when I first set it up, my 2-year-old daughter kept flipping them up and stuff. And I'm like, no! Because I have the regular multi-panel setup here from Saitek. And I should have turned on my strobes before I took off, but I just put them on. That's weird. And you went through config and everything and tried to make it, like, you know, recognize it. It just doesn't recognize them at all. There's our next checkpoint coming up. That's interesting. Wow. Because at first I thought it was confusing to configure stuff, but then I actually thought it was...
Echo Foxtrot, you're leaving my airspace radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Yeah, I left Class Charlie a long time ago, and I tried to go to approach, and I guess I'll just tell him thanks. I'll Squawk 1200. Is there a VFR button?
1200.
No, there's not.
Frequency change approved. Cessna 9er Echo
Or is that the
Foxtrot.
VFR button? Oh, there we go. Albuquerque Center. We'll do it. We'll take it. Flight falling.
Albuquerque Center, Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot is type Cessna Skyhawk 4 miles northwest of Kilo Delta November.
Well, I think we're going to make 10,500.
Request flight following.
So that's the good news.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, Albuquerque Center.
725.
Squawk 7325.
I do like the panels when they do work. Because it's
Cessna
very
9er Echo
lifelike.
Foxtrot radar contact 5 miles northwest of Kilo Delta November Alpha 9,800 feet. Altimeter 29.76.
That's the air traffic controller I can actually understand. The other one that speaks a mile a minute, I
Copy
can't
Cessna
get anything
9er Echo
from him.
Foxtrot.
So I don't know what's up with that, but that's interesting. I wouldn't say get SPAD.next, which is kind of like the replacement program for Saitek and Logitech devices, unless you had them, because then it picks up the honeycomb too. But I usually don't configure the honeycomb through it at all. I usually do that right through the simulator. And we're right over the train tracks below. At least we should be. Well, let's look outside. But we should be. Oh yeah, right there. So good visual checkpoint right there. And we're there in about 19 minutes or so. What did I say here? I said 17, but I'm still climbing, so that makes sense. So we'll call it 19, and now we'll add 2 minutes on everything. Right. Alright, how we doing in altitude? Oh, we're getting there. Then we'll build some speed. Get the mixture out a little bit. Pretty far out in this mixture, right there. Do you see that? The RPMs. Yeah. Excuse me. My allergies are still crazy. I don't know what it is this whole summer. Alright, there is a road. There's a road up ahead, which is our next checkpoint. And we'll get that on the GPS. And it's the only road that we're going to see after we pass the West Portillo Mountains, which is why we climb so high. Then there's some other points too that get a little higher, so. Gonna easily trim out here. This trim wheel is extremely sensitive no matter what I do with it, so try my best. But eventually it will be trimmed. I also have the honeycomb here with the thumb trim right here, so we have that too. Excuse me. There we go. Now I'll build some speed. Try and get to 2,500, which is not as easy at higher altitudes. The air is thinner, which means less for the prop to push off of and dig into. Less density. This is what it looks like at 10,500 feet. And we have some online traffic over there. I believe that guy tried crashing into me earlier at El Paso. Yeah, use a little more professionalism. I kind of miss VATSIM because of that. But my frame rates are holding near 20, so I'm satisfied with that, even with the Sim Connect bug.
Southwest 88 to you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Okay, up ahead, those mountains should be the, again, West Portillo Mountains. Trimming down.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet southwest 882.
Ground speed's about 109 knots, so don't let that indicated fool you. There's a mountain there's a road right after these mountains right here. That is our next checkpoint. Okay, just to update you on where we are here. We left El Paso, we're right here. And I can take off that aircraft in a minute thing. We don't need that. And we're going to Deming Municipal Airport. So we're almost halfway to the Deming Airport, and then we're going to go to Tucson. One of our longer flights, but we're definitely going to be out west after this on our around the USA flights. So, making progress. Making progress.
American 260 for you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Seem to be trimmed up pretty
Descend
good, I
and
think.
maintain
Yep.
10,000 feet, American 260
And
for.
let's take a look outside while we're here. A lot of mountainous terrain. There's a lot of flat terrain at the same time. So. Clouds are high, which is good for us.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
We're well on our way. I think I calculated my winds aloft correctly because I hold about 279 and it holds pretty steady. So just gotta get the times right on the checklist here. Pretty nice, colorful scenery. I'll give you that. But I haven't read too much about train mesh in the newest flight simulator. I don't know what resolution it's at and that type of deal. Be interested in seeing what it is for most of, or the average, if you will, if they're gonna have to have an add-on for it or not. Because I know in prepared, I got the newest FS Global there, and that was pretty good terrain mesh, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't work with this. And even if it did, you don't even know the resolution that's already in here, so. I did hear that you can import aircraft from FSX and prepared, which I wouldn't mind doing that for a short while because I had the 172N in prepared, and it was the Eric flight, you know, livery and this and that, but I haven't quite read up on how to import that. I don't know if that's possible. They said it's possible, but I really don't know if it is. And satellite imagery definitely looks like the Google Earth imagery here, so it's looking pretty authentic. Saying we're gonna get to Deming in about 19 minutes or so on my GPS here, and we got about 120 knots ground speed. I calculate like 119 too, so yeah, we're right on with the numbers today. That road should be coming up. We're going to be passing the West Petroleum Mountains right here on our left. So this little mountain range. Gotta get some music on. It's gonna be a long flight.
American 2259er, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, American 2259er.
And again, with this headset, we have it set up just like I do in the real world. I don't usually listen to music a lot, unless I'm on like a big cross country, like an hour or so, because again, I want to be able to afford some flights. But always practice within the simulator when I can, so that way I get comfortable with streaming music with my headset while flying. pretty stable on the flying here. Good mountains. There should be a road coming up ahead. Yeah, so keep an eye out for it.
Generic 5 Charlie, Charlie, you are 46 miles west. Descend and maintain 6,100 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway 28 approach. Descend and maintain 6,100 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway 28 approach. Generic 5 Charlie, Charlie.
So later in our flight, we have some mountains that are up in the 8,000 range. I'm
gonna
try it. Let me just say it in my head first. All right, is it Chilozito Reeds? Did I get that right?
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. American 29045.
Trying to figure out. All right, that's a first for my stream here we are, but welcome. I get wary when people say that. Stuff like that, because then it makes you think they're setting you up, which you might be, but you know. Rodriguez. How do you get Rodriguez out of that? Oh, hey. Did you come on my stream before? I think you did. Pretty sure you did, but welcome, Rodriguez. It's nice to have you. Still have our friend over there on our right there in multiplayer. And we're also getting some advanced wins up here, so yeah. Terrible with names, so I have to apologize if I don't totally remember. But it's nice to have you here on the stream, and enjoy the flight. Looking for that road, that checkpoint, and looks to be like right here, coming out of the mountains. It's that road right there. So when we hit that, that's our checkpoint time, and we'll get an update of where we are time-wise into this flight. So, I said we'd reach that in 32 minutes. Yeah, well, we're a little late. I got 33. But, probably because we're up so high and I had to climb for a while. Take a look again. We're about over that road now. It's actually this road right here. Oh yeah, yeah, El Paso, that's right. See, we're gonna know you as El Paso. Yeah, I remember now. Alright, 33 minutes, that's what we'll call it. So we're a minute slower than what I thought, but that's not that bad, it's not that far off. I'm gonna update the other checkpoints here. It's never an exact science when you calculate these things. It should be around it though, so that way you don't get lost on your way.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. American.
I do everything on my tablet, so it's definitely doable. 2 hours, 2:11. So we have a total flight time estimated at 2 hours and 11 minutes now when we get to Tucson. And we're about 35 minutes into it. So like I said, long flight. That's why I'm streaming some music in the headset. And this is the headset I used to fly. It's the Bose Ace 20. So Give you an update on where we are. Here's El Paso. We just left El Paso, and we're more than halfway to Deming. That was an original leg, and then I was like, well, I could probably fly a little longer than that. And then we're going to fly to Tucson. So it's going to be a short flight, but I decided to make it a 2-point trip there. And again, this is part of my Around the USA flights, trying to go around the perimeter of the United States. We started out in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where I'm based out of in the real world. And if you don't know where that is, that's where the Pilgrims landed when they came over from England. I live about 50 minutes outside of Plymouth, but that's the place where they have a nice flight school and rentals, so that's why we go that far.
Generic 5 Charlie Charlie, you are 600 feet above your assigned altitude.
All right.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet altimeter 29.78.
So our next checkpoint is going to be called, believe it or not, I don't know if this is ironic, the Little Florida Mountains.
Generic 5 Charlie Charlie, you are 28 miles west.
Which are up ahead on our left. So we'll see what they look like. And those could be them in the distance, right over here, in the distance. I have a channel called the Eric DIY channel. And I started out there doing repair videos, product reviews and stuff like that. And that is actually what pays for my flying, believe it or not. I budget, but that has paid for my whole entire private pilot certificate training, and it pays for my flying up to this day, which is good. So, but it took a while to get it there. But that is my other channel, other than Eric Flight. Need a way to pay for things, found a way. And I've been trying to really work on the Eric Flight channel more than that other one, though, because that one's been earning me a steady stream of income. So I want to get the Eric Flight thing going so I can get more flights up there, and streaming's a part of that. So that's why we started streaming in June. And if I can help people with questions or just showing them how we fly with general aviation in the real world, stuff like that, then it's all good. So yeah.
Generic 5 Charlie Charlie, you are 400 feet above your assigned altitude.
If you check out the
and maintain 10,000 feet altimeter 29.78.
If you check out the Eric Flight channel on YouTube, just search for Eric Flight. You'll well, obviously you probably know because you're already on YouTube, but yeah, we have some real world flight videos on there
Descend and
as
maintain
well.
10,000 feet generic 5 Charlie Charlie.
So yeah, but I just posted one of me going to Martha's Vineyard, really quick flight, and then I biked around the island, and then I headed back to Plymouth. So short but very memorable flight because I actually got to do something. In COVID times, it's really hard to find stuff. Which I'll give you both. So it's the first channel. Okay. Eric Flight is the one you probably saw. And then yeah, it should have real world flights on there as well as the stream flights on YouTube. YouTube does a good job of archiving them, whereas Twitch will definitely get more people to watch them usually, but it won't store them after 14 days or something like that. So I like to keep a track on all these videos here. Let's take a look outside. Haven't done that in a while. Look at that scenery. That is beautiful. We have our friend over there, I guess it's Argonaut. And that should be the Little Florida Mountains, so that's our next checkpoint right there for timing issues. It's looking really good. I like staying below these clouds, I'll tell you that. So. Very good. Alright, we should be at the Deming Municipal Airport in about 7.5 minutes, and then we'll have to take a turn to the left for a heading of approximately 252. Again, this is everything I planned before I took the flight. I do just like I do in the real world if I'm going to take a long flight. So Are you making fun of my allergies? There you go. I gave me an elbow cough. I don't know what it is. But allergies have been mad this year. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm used to things like that, so. I am a teacher by day, and we just started our school year today, but I have been able to stay home while working for now. Oh, thanks, man. I try to make myself a little entertaining at least. And I was trained as a professional musician, so I've been criticized many times in my life.
American 13903, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude.
Part of my training back in the day as a professional musician, so. Not that we do that as much anymore. My gigging days have slowed due to having 2 children, so. Alright, we'll update where we are here. We left El Paso. We're gonna fly over Deming, and then we're gonna go direct to Tucson, Arizona. So it's gonna see some more mountainous terrain, and that's why we're at 10,500 feet.
Generic 8 Echo Echo, you are 20,000 feet
Just to stay above it and have enough clearance.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
The Little Florida Mountains are indeed on our left over here. So we'll get a time check then. And the reason why we do time checks when we plan out long flights visually as pilots is to make sure that we're on course. And I know I have GPS here, so that backs me up, but when I did my training, we didn't have GPS at all, because I did the traditional way. So I still practice all these things. Because heaven forbid if this ever were to die, you gotta know where you are, so. This is from a PC, yep. Yep. The specs are below. If you go on Twitch, actually, they're below. But it's an i9 9900K. I left the hyperthreading on finally, and it seems to be working better. And I overclocked it to 5.1 gigahertz per core. I have my memory at about 4,300 megahertz, and it's 32 gigabytes of memory. So my son and I built this last year, because I used to do laptops, because I like the powerful laptops for music creation and stuff. And then, you know, now I'm kind of more like a home buddy with kids. So we built my first PC since like the year 2002. And I did it with my son, so we had fun with it. And yeah, so it works out well. And we're going to be able to upgrade parts, unlike laptop where it's kind of hard to upgrade parts on it. So.
Envoy 3553, descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
But I just got done paying off the video card, just in time to get a new one in the fall, maybe. But I like to watch costs, and I buy used whenever I can, so it is what it is. I know. You guys, it's funny that you say that, because a lot of my students have been like, hey, Mr. L, you should play Fortnite. And I think I tried it like once, and I just can't get into that anymore. The flight sim, at least I'm practicing for real life still. So I just can't do it. I think the last first-person shooter type game I played was Call of Duty World War II, and I just played the single player till I beat it, and that was, I'm gonna say, about 2 months ago. You know, I have limited time, so I don't have as much time as I used to with 2 kids and my wife and stuff and work. So I do what I can, you know. At least with flying, you can kind of plan out how long it's gonna take and this and that.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, American 854.
Even this is indulging a little bit, because this is a 2-hour-long flight, so.
Envoy 3553, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude.
But the way I got it,
Maintain 10,000 feet.
the way I got into this was back in like, I want to say 96 or so. My brother had gotten into the flight sims, and I was like, oh man, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I teach band. Yep, that's what I do. Unfortunately, this year
10,000 feet, Envoy 3553.
they're canceling band for the younger kids, but I'm top in seniority, so I bounce anyone out. But they didn't bounce anyone out, which is good. So, And then the high school and the middle school, we're still all over the place. So I looked at my rosters today, and I'm like, that can't be right, you know. And I'm in a small town, so every kid counts for my band. It's not like down in Texas. I know how big the bands are down there. It's not like that where I am. I'm in a small town, so. Very small
American
town.
854, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Did you elect trumpet? Because that was my first instrument.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, American 854.
I started with trumpet, and then I ended up on guitar when I was 13, and there wasn't a lot for me to do in my school with that, but I did the talent show, and they didn't really have a jazz band back then, because I grew up in a smaller town, but not as small as I teach in right now, and it just took off, you know. You didn't have to tell me to practice guitar, and even trumpet and all the band instruments, I still play them to this day, obviously, because I have to know for band, but I also enjoy playing like alto sax and trumpet still. I'm trying to think what my least favorite instrument would be. I'm gonna say this without any prejudice to the instrument, but French horn, that's a tougher instrument to get down because the mouthpiece is smaller, and I have one, but I would have to work at it more. So I would have to say that that's the most difficult one I've had in recent memory. And I also can't convince any of my kids to play it, so just practicing is not worth it at this time. But alright, we're coming up on Deming here. Let's take a look outside. Right there, we're right above Deming. And again, we're going to take a turn towards Tucson direct after this. So. Again, we're going to turn 25, is that 252? Yeah, 252. So here we go, take a left, turn to 252. I also have to take a observation of time. It's about 47 minutes in. Yeah, no, the French horn's a beautiful sounding instrument. It's just, it's not so easy at first because you have to get your lips in such a position with the small mouthpiece. So that should put us on track for Tucson 252. But I will let you know this, playing an instrument and becoming a musician, a lot of people don't put a lot of value on that. And I'm not biased even though I'm a music teacher, but it does help you with things on how to focus and how to organize yourself. So just saying, it's a good thing for people to get involved in. And I don't mean to be too opinionated here, but usually the more prepared people have a background in playing an instrument, even if they don't continue on after. So, my hardest working student, he's actually almost made states, which is kind of hard for our district. We never really had anyone make states, and he missed it by just a little bit. So I'm hoping that this year we can return to some normalcy, only because it's his senior year. So I don't know when I'm doing a stream again. I'm gonna try for this week. Maybe not tomorrow, but I'm thinking maybe Wednesday or Thursday, because I have to kind of fit it in between working and how that goes. So to be honest, they don't even really know what they're doing half the time over there. We have what we call professional development for the next 15 days to get ready to teach remotely while also going into school, but I am not going into school as of now because I'm getting accommodations to try to teach remotely, so we will have to see what goes on with that. I think I'm gonna put some panel lights on. I think could brighten this up just a little bit. So Alright, radio brightness, don't need that one. Panel brightness, we could do a little bit of that. Alright. Little floodlight. Glare shield, that's what I want. There you go. Just a little bit.
1424, you are 20,000 feet above
And that's
your
pretty
assigned altitude.
cool in this simulator that you can control the lighting like that. It's not one at all. So, well, you know, it's a passion to do videos. My family members, my immediate ones, my son would love to fly with me. My 2-year-old's too young, and my wife has no ambition of flying with me at all right now. Nor will she let my 7-year-old fly with me. So when I do the videos, it gives me something else to do while I fly and gives it a little bit more of a purpose. So I just like sharing it, and you know, if it happens to where I grow it, which I hope I do, then so be it. But like I said, the other YouTube channel I've done has basically paved my way on everything flying, because I make enough there to have a decent number of flights per month, and also buy cool stuff like this headset. If you check out the latest video that I just posted yesterday, last night, I take the e-bike that I bought when I couldn't rent planes for about 3 months because they closed it down due to COVID. But that was pretty cool. So I appreciate you saying that, and I'll keep working on it regardless. So, but it's been picking up a lot since I've been doing the streaming. I got to be honest with you. I've gained a lot of subscribers and more people looking at the videos. So, yeah, it's a good time. Good time all around. So, all right, I didn't even get my next checkpoint, so let's do that. Next checkpoint is Red Mountain, which will be right off to our left. So we're actually almost there. There should be a oh, there it is. Bam! Red Mountain. You ask, you got it. That's a good looking mountain there. And that would be 53 minutes into the flight. I don't know. We might even be there a little quicker. Yeah, I'll call it 52. So we've got a minute back, everybody. Again, I got all these things planned right here on my tablet, just like I do in the real life.
20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Just erasing all these old marks. There we go. Alright, and that means that this is going to be
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, JetBlue 1416.
hour 4. Hour 2. Is that right? 52, 12. So yeah, an hour 4. This is not right. That's an hour 12. Thank you. Hour 19, hour 34, hour 43. This is what keeps me sharp in the real world when I do cross countries. So I can't complain at all. Because when I do one, it's like second nature, because I'm just used to doing it. I live in Massachusetts. I live approximately 30 miles southwest of Boston in Massachusetts. But I have a very good friend who lives in San Antonio, if that means anything. He was my roommate in college. Bend and Route 70, next checkpoint. Oh, where's that? Oh, it's that little elbow there on Route 70. So, off the left, we're actually over Route 10 right now, which seems to turn into Route 70. So let's go look at that. Let's look outside. Yep, that's Route 10. And it's going to bend out to the left, and then it'll go right back up. Right in that bend is where our next checkpoint will be. This overcast day is making it a little gloomy, so nothing we can handle though. Again, Red Mountain was back there, that was our checkpoint, but you just follow this highway and it'll bring you closer to Tucson. My GPS is saying we have about an hour and 17 minutes. So, yeah, my good friend Miguel lives in San Antonio. We had some good times in college.
You are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
I might be still working on that, so, let me see what's going on here. Cause I'm on the voice channel right there, but,
Maintain 10,000 feet air
let's see
shuttle
what's going on here.
6113.
I also got someone in the Virtually Safe Flying Club, one of my friends, texted me. Let me see if I can, this is what it's saying for the welcome. So try this one. See what that does. It's all over the place with links on that. I just can't get it to do it right. So, a little new to Discord on making my own server. So, try that and see if it joins, because I'm intrigued if you can do that. There we go. I just invited my friend there to fly with us. And if you are looking for friends to fly with, we have the Virtual USA Flying Club. And that is a club that flies general aviation. And we have flying events, but we just have, you know, you can just say, hey, I'm flying today if anyone wants to join along. And they will join along, just like my friend there who's like, oh, I got my internet service kind of upgraded and want to try it out. So I just let him know the next airport that we're going to be around, and maybe he'll pop on. So we'll see. Let me know if that worked for you on the Discord. I'm trying to see if anyone joined. So I'm gonna have to work on that sometime too. I should be able to do that. Now I'm looking at the privileges. Alright, I gotta answer that though. Alright, Albuquerque Center 134.45.
Going to 134.45 Cessna 9er, Echo Foxtrot.
There we go.
Albuquerque Center, Cessna November 489er, Echo Foxtrot, 10,500 feet.
Cessna November 489er, Echo Foxtrot, Albuquerque Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.82.
ATC system is not the best, but it works, you know. Got a new altimeter setting there, so we have to trim down slightly. And we're getting to that bend in the highway here. You can, I guess that might be it, because it's going to bend up after. And that's what we're looking for. That's our checkpoint. Those are the checkpoints we picked. We have a chaotic out there. I guess that's the name. And that other guy, nowhere to be found. There was someone that was kind of following us off the right wing here. Let's get a drone look here. Now this is nice scenery. Look at that. Look at the shadowing and the sun effects. Just the highway that we're kind of following. Can't fly while the drone's on, so now I'm tilting to the left, to the right. It's all good though. Yeah, it's really nice scenery out here now. And that is now called Route 70. So it goes from Route 10 into Route 70. It's supposed to be a radar tower somewhere out here. I think that might be it right there. Looking at things on the sectional. So that is cool. That is some nice scenery. I tell you. Give you an update on where we are.
1624 Albuquerque Center. Continue as planned.
On the map here. So we left Deming. After we left El Paso, we went direct there. And now we're about here and going on our way to Tucson. GPS is saying we'll be there an hour and 11 minutes. And our ground speed is 119 knots, which is how fast we're moving over the ground. So that's 119 nautical miles per hour. Trim down a little bit. And we're looking for the bend in the highway. That will be our next checkpoint. Which is right there, actually. You can see it. I think that's where it bends to. So, all good. We might have to descend to 8,500 with these clouds up ahead. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. The rules for this is I was supposed to keep 1,000 feet between me. I'm sorry, 500 feet between me and clouds above. So, still legal. Just gotta watch it here.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Just the heading indicator, looking good. And trimming for 10,500 still. So.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, American 1624.
Just checking things out in the Virtual USA Flying Club here. And, oh, there you go. Yeah, Rodriguez, I got you now. Online. I got you in the Discord. So you are the treasured first person on the Eric Flight Discord. Welcome. And then we have live streaming chat, which I know is a dangerous proposition. But it's there if you ever want to talk on that. I have a push to talk button that will actually work while I fly. So it's how we talk in the Virtual USA Flying Club when doing events. But you will be streamed live, so no inappropriate stuff. I'm taking a risk on that. If it doesn't work out, then I won't use it, so. Alright, we're getting to that elbow. Should be off to our left here. Right there. That is our checkpoint. So. And oh, we have the Flight Simulator X soundtrack on YouTube. Sounds pretty good when you're flying for real and on the sim. So, some really good music on the Flight Simulator. I love that they brought back the old theme from Flight Simulator X. I have that as my default now when I start the simulator. So, it's all good. The clouds, they're doing. There's some lower clouds here. We might have to descend to 8,500. But, we'll see what we can do. Again, we're following that highway. A little bend in it will be our checkpoint. I said an hour 4, and I have an hour 3 on my watch, so I think it's going to work out. Really nice scenery. You got some riverbeds over here. And for open land, I mean, it's very colorful. Definitely in the west now, right? Definitely in the west. I should stream some music for all of you, which I will. I'm getting a playlist going on of copyright royalty-free music. So I like to use artists that are designing music for use like that. And we'll get that going in future streams. I just want to get more material before I start doing all of that. There's the bend. So yeah, we'll call it an hour 4. And we'll be on our way to the next checkpoint. Sorry, I'm bouncing around all over the place. Alright, check that one off. All right, next checkpoint is Kilo Lima Sierra Bravo Airport, and that should be in 8 minutes. It'll be off to our right, and that's Lordsburg Airport, around the town or city of Lordsburg. And yeah, let's try descending, because, well, I could go to the left. I guess we can be on top. Let's live a little dangerously. It's a simulator, right? Let's head to the left a little bit and try to get over these clouds. Again, the rule on that is 1,000 feet above clouds below me, so that will definitely happen. What we run the risk of, though, is not being able to get to the ground after, if these clouds don't have holes in them, which they do. But getting there. And an updated map view. Oh, sorry. We left El Paso. We flew Deming. Now we're right about there, and we're going to Tucson. So that is our intended path. This is a longer flight for me, and it says we have about an hour left. So we'll see what happens. Right now on the East Coast where I live, we're coming up on almost 6 p.m. So I hope to be done by 7 p.m., get some dinner, and I don't know if I'm going to go cycling today, but that's fine. Tomorrow starts the Great Cycling Challenge for me. And what that is I raised money for research in children's cancer, and I pledged to ride 100 miles total in September, which should be doable with my schedule. But that's what we're going to start logging tomorrow on riding, so it's not bad that I take a day off anyways and then start fresh tomorrow. I biked about 12 miles yesterday, so it's not like I didn't do anything. 2,000 feet horizontally. That's the other part of the rule for cloud clearance, VFR. It seems like we're getting there, yeah. So the frames are definitely better. I'm pulling low 20s, and that's with Sim Connect devices being on, so I can't complain there. And I don't know if my friend's going to join me or not, but we shall see. Trying to climb the 10,500, and I think we're gonna get around these clouds. I think we're gonna be okay. Again, as long as I have an exit to get down in altitude when I get near Tucson, we're gonna be fine. Let's get an updated weather from Sky Vector on Tucson here, though. So alright, here's what we're looking at according to Sky Vector. Tucson, broken at 6,500, overcast at 9,500. So eventually we will have to get lower before Tucson. The problem is that we got some mountains up ahead that peak at 8,360, so I don't want to be that close to the mountains, which is why I picked 10,500 for my altitude. So we shall monitor the situation as we go along here and go from there. As far as that, though, there's no other real airport other than Lordsburg. We can check that out. 118.1. We'll see what their weather's like. So here's Lordsburg, the airport we're coming up on.
Kilo Lima Sierra Bravo automated weather observation 2100 Zulu. Wind 252 NE2. Visibility tree. Sky condition few clouds at 900 feet, a few clouds at 4,100 feet, a few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature 21 C, dew point 10 C, altimeter 29 tree.
Okay, well, we could update the altimeter too. And we'll go back to approach.
Kilo Lima Sierra Bravo automated weather observation 2100 Zulu.
No, you're a bug. Stop being a bug. All right, there we go.
Kilo Lima Sierra Bravo
Oh my
automated weather
God.
observation 2100 Zulu. Wind 252 NE2. Kilo Lima Sierra Bravo
All right,
automated weather
now
observation
switch back. You're done. No more weather. That's a bug I saw too, is that sometimes even if you switch the frequencies, it still doesn't do well with keeping the other frequency off. Yeah, we've got some crop circles there. Yeah, we got some clouds in front of us. That's the only thing. So I think I am going to descend. Let's go down to 8,500. Cruising descent down to 8,500. And I hope not to skirt these clouds too much. But it looks like I might. So, you know what? Let's keep it at 10,500 then. Let's just try to head to the left and stay above these clouds. I think that's the best we're going to do. Interesting. Keep it going.
United 169er tree, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Alright. Keep it at 10,500 and stay clear of these clouds. Lordsburg Airport would be that way, but it looks like I'm going to have to use the GPS to help me. And gotta get this plane above these clouds. Gotta keep it there. So we got some clear area over there. Check it, descend. If I had to. It's like a crapshoot though. Staying on top or going to this little area right here and going to 8,500. The problem is, again, I got some mountains coming up and the peaks are pretty high. So I'm gonna try to stay at 10,500. That's what I would do in real life. So but one thing I do like about flying out west is that, seeing that I'm on the East Coast, everything's like 2 to 3 hours behind out here. So it could still be daytime when I fly. And that makes it easier to see VFR checkpoints. So, but we're coming up on Lordsburg. It should be out there. You just can't, oops, sorry. You just can't see it right now. It's these clouds. So again, I'll estimate with the GPS and we'll move on from there. But we're okay for now, so. Alright. Estimating an hour 12. I'll say an hour 13. Alright, update our checkpoint times. And our next one should be Road Forks, New Mexico. Did I say that right? I don't know. Let's check at it. But we're gonna, yep, Road Forks, New Mexico. It's a really small town. It's gonna be on our right. And we are in New Mexico. When did we cross over there? I don't know. Oh, we're about to cross into Arizona. Never mind. So again, El Paso, that makes sense because El Paso's on the border of Texas. So, yep. So we're about to leave New Mexico. We are again in the wild, wild west here. So it's all good. You can't see Lordsburg to save your life. So thank God for GPS. And the real world, if I didn't have GPS, I'd keep flying till I see the next one and keep it going that way. So, way too high right now. Trimming down. If you see the yellow bar, we're about halfway through our flight according to this. I have an hour to go according to the GPS. So that makes sense, but I'll tell you when we cross into Arizona. How's that? Road Forks, last checkpoint in New Mexico. And we'll see if we can see that, since it's going to be right below me. We are crossing the Pyramid Mountains, so let's go look at those. These are called the Pyramid Mountains right here. Kind of shaped up like pyramids, yeah. Pretty nice scenery, realistic clouds. It's pretty good. Yeah. Some really nice scenery out there. Now, the other thing about Road Forks, New Mexico is it's right on the highway. So if we can't see that little town, we can follow the highway till we can. There's also some train tracks out there too. So it's a good checkpoint from multiple viewpoints. Yep, we just crossed a time zone here too. I have FS real time working. I used to use that and prepared to keep the time totally accurate. So 17 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And you know what? I never did turn on the cabin air after I got this actually working. So there you go. Some fresh air for the cabin. There you go. Way too high. I'm going to trim down a lot there. Again, we just got to be wary of these clouds as we come across here. Keep trimming down. Looks like it'll get a little clearer up ahead, so. Which is a welcome thing to see.
1763 or 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Sometimes I feel like that's the only thing that approach and center say while flying, is that someone's above their altitude. Not the most realistic, and you don't hear a lot of other aircraft on the frequency.
Descend and
So,
maintain 10,000 feet, United 1763.
I mean, you do like that, but you don't hear a lot, so. Hey, that cloud just dissipated? I think it did. No, it just went underneath me. So, but look, we got some open area here, which is good to see. And I'm going to turn more on course again. Just had to maneuver some clouds. But yeah, don't listen to people. I find that with hyperthreading, this simulator definitely does work better. Not like when I had prepared, because it didn't work as well with hyperthreading on, according to my studies at least. Trim up. And we should be coming up on Road Forks. So we shall see. Here's that lake that they have in the sectional. It should be right around here somewhere. So maybe that little area. That's what I'm thinking. So it's going to be really small. Yeah, that would be it. So that's my checkpoint. Road forks, you have the railroad right here, you have the highway right over here, and the lake, so you couldn't miss that one. This is the Catherine Playa. You have the Courtney Playa out there. And way out in the difference, you have the Kirsten Playa. So, Playa, I believe, is Spanish for beach. So that's what they call those things right there. Yeah, definitely on course, which is good to see. Now we're too low. Once I clear these mountains up ahead, see those mountains? Those are the ones I was worried about. We'll descend down to 8,500, but that's gonna be a little while. So. I got an hour and 21 almost. What did I say here? An hour 20? Yeah, so right around there. Back to the original times I planned on earlier in the very beginning of the flight planning. So next checkpoint should be Dos Cabozas Mountains Wilderness Area. And that should be in 15 minutes. So I'm gonna look at the sectional. Yeah, I'm gonna get this altitude up, and we shall see what that is. Oh, that's right up. Yep. So it's right in the mountains. So this is going to be interesting flying over those mountains. Really nice scenery though. Look at that. Vivid colors. Really nice. Yeah. Let's take a look with the drone, shall we? I just gotta trim this up. So that was our checkpoint back there. That little town called Road Forks, New Mexico. And by the way, we're about to cross into Arizona, just following this highway right about here or so, and then we're in Arizona. So okay, I just have to turn this on course a little bit more. Sorry. So welcome to Arizona, everybody. And
United 317, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude.
we've made it here from Plymouth, Massachusetts in a series of flights since June. It's the Around the USA flights that I've done. And I'm having fun. You know, it's good to see different parts of the country, probably parts that I really won't fly at. I'm going to tell my friend where we are in case he wants to join. This is going to be the big test of altitude here. It's just getting over these mountains right here. When I did this flight last year, I kind of did it not around the perimeter of the United States. And when we hit the Rockies, it was rocky. It was hard to get over the mountains and the weather and stuff. So I tried to do the perimeter this year to get more flights, number one, and this two, to just go around the outside of the United States. And it's been quite the journey, but I think a little easier than going right over the Rockies. So I mean, we're not going to see Vegas or anything probably, but you know, it's all right. It says we're about 50 minutes out from Tucson. had full fuel when I left, so you can see that we've used quite a lot of fuel, and I averaged for 10 gallons per hour, which is overestimating, to make sure I have enough. I said it was going to take 28.7 gallons of fuel, so we definitely have enough. So I mean, what does this thing take? It takes 50 gallons. So it take about a little over half, and that also includes the 5 extra gallons for a VFR day and 1.4 for the taxi, run up, and takeoff. So and that's all in the pilot's operating handbook for the 172 SP, which I got a copy of on my tablet. So coming over these mountains though pretty soon, and I think they called it might try this Chiricahua Mountains, and another time zone that we've crossed into. Again, FS real time keeps the time on real time, updates it every 10 minutes because I know on the old simulators used to lag, but I leave it on now too because it makes sure everything looks good. And can't complain with everything. Now we're a little too high. But the Dos Cabezas Mountains Wilderness Area, if I said that right, is coming up in, I'd say, about 12 to 15 nautical miles. Excuse me. Ooh, got some Frank Sinatra in the background music here. Streaming into the headset from YouTube. And again, I am working on getting some streaming music for my streams. I just want to make sure it's copyright free and royalty free because I like to support those people more than others. Definitely have a respect for writing music. I used to do it myself in original rock band endeavors, so. Tucson. We are in Arizona, by the way. We're officially in Arizona. Right near the San Simon VOR, slightly to our north. Over there somewhere. And everything's been working pretty good, except for the beginning. They had a bug where I couldn't click anything in the cockpit. But we learned how to solve that thanks to Sam from the Virtual USA Flying Club. You go open up the ATC window, you wiggle it around a little bit, then you close it, and everything works again. So, I don't know. But it's nice that there's a way of fixing it while in the game. And the frame rate's doing pretty good compared to when I didn't have hyperthreading on. It's about 20 frames per second, pretty steady. This is at ultra settings, so. Pardon me. See that? See how I kind of like did the adjusting your eyes business when you look up into the bright sky versus the darker cockpit? That was pretty cool. Whoa. .65 degrees outside air temperature. So still have a way to go to the Dos Cabezas Mountains Wilderness Area, which is our next checkpoint, but we are definitely getting there. And we're gonna have to watch out for these clouds. See, this is what I don't like when I sim out here, is that you got these mountains, but then you got these clouds, and you kind of have to get around them. So, see, now we got some over there. I'm gonna head to the right a little bit. trying to keep this flight VFR, so. Let's take a look outside again and see what the scenery looks like. Yeah, pretty nice. Especially this. What is that? That's Kochi's head. That's what they said. And then we're going to be flying over the Dos Cabezas Creek. Peaks. Dos Cabezas Peaks. Again, has the wildlife refuge in there, so hopefully these clouds hold out for us, though. According to the GPS, we're 42 minutes out from Tucson, and once we get over these mountains, I'm going to try to get to 8,500 feet, because there's going to be an overcast layer around 9,000 last time I checked. With Sky Vector. So let's take a look at it actually together. We are right about here. And the weather in Tucson, when we update it, is light to moderate convective turbulence right there. But gusted at 25, great. Clear. You see that clear though? That's always a good thing. So might be a little challenging on the landing, but we're gonna land there, and if not, we would deviate in the real world to somewhere else. So, but I'm not liking these clouds over here. That is where we're intending on going, is over these mountains. We haven't heard approach for a while either. Did you notice that? So I don't need Class B transition right now because we're not near Tucson. So I mean, we're not even close. We're a good 80 nautical miles out, so I do not know why you would request Class Bravo transition already. Trimmed out pretty good now. Let's keep it this way. Got some emails to look at from work too. A lot of stuff going on in the education world, and I am a teacher in the real world, so it's just a lot of questions have been answered, a lot of them aren't answered, so that's why I read all these emails, just to make sure I'm staying on top of things. The first day for teachers was today, so but Yeah. Oh, I'm not used to these long 2-hour something flights on the sim, so it's good, but it's a little taxing on the butt. 38 minutes out, Tucson. And looks like we might have a little way to get through these clouds, so this is gonna be cool. I haven't seen clouds look this good in a while, so I also wonder what it would be like with what you call it, the shaders there, reshade on this. I haven't tried that at all because I'm afraid of the frames hit, but if the patch this week works on the bugs and it gets my frame rates up, I might try reshade on this and see how it does. But you can see it looks really good right now anyways, either way. Alright, we're over the wildlife refuge in just a little bit. We could also track Tucson from the San Simon VOR, so let's set that up. 115.4 is the San Simon VOR. It's not, oh, it does, okay. Okay, and there's a Victor Airway here. So I got dialed in on the nav, and it says that we should be coming from at 250. So we'll set this to 250. Also trim up while I'm waiting. And make sure that's on 250. Right about there. And it should line up eventually. But that way, if we got totally lost, we have something that we can follow to get us to Tucson. So it's always a nice thing to be able to do that. And let's look at these mountains. These mountains look really nice. These are the Dos Cabezas Creek peaks. I keep calling them creeks. Peaks. That's pretty nice. Really nice scenery around here. The wildlife refuge is like on top of the mountains here, so want to stay slightly to the right to avoid any clouds though. It seems clearer over here, so and once we get past the mountains, we'll descend to 8,500 to get under any type of clouds that might be at Tucson. Oh, it's also Recon Peak, so I don't know, we might want to keep it 10,500. We'll stay at 10,500 if we can, and if not, we'll have to go around north and the south. Probably the south to get in there, but we're doing okay now, so let's leave it. Beautiful mountains, though. We'll call the Wildlife Refuge now. It's about an hour 37, hour 38. Back into the Z-plane. I said it's going to take an hour 35, but I had to deviate to the north a little bit, so. Alright. We're getting there, though. We only have, count it right after I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4 more checkpoints left, and one of those is Tucson at the end, so really 3. Hour and 47 minutes. 9 minutes from now, we should be at Wilcox Playa, which is a big pond outside of Tucson. And we're going to try to get a little bit more to the south here.
United 2100, you are 20,000 feet above your assigned altitude.
Those mountains look really nice. It's got a little bumpy around here, but
descend and maintain 10,000 feet, United 2100.
if you looked at Sky Vector, I'll update this. See that they have some convective segment here. Thunderstorms moving from 280 at 10 knots. So we'll have to be careful. We haven't had a good thunderstorm in a while on the around the USA flights I've been doing. But that's going to give us some turbulence and stuff there. And just to show you where we are in the grand scheme of flying here, we took off from El Paso, went to Deming Municipal Airport, overflew it, and now we're more than halfway to Tucson. So, but I don't know if you can see this. I saw the plane rocking a little bit there. Yep. So we're starting to hit some turbulence now with these storms. The Wilcox Playa should be up ahead on our left. That big beach pond right there. These clouds are also starting to worry me a little bit. But we'll see if we can get through them. Really nice looking scenery. Again, we should be at Tucson in 35 minutes. So. My signal just went on me. Give me a second here. I don't know why it does that. It randomly disconnects once in a great while with the Avere app, but it doesn't do it in the real world, just on the sim. So. Total flight time of 1 hour and 41 minutes so far. Okay, we have another half an hour to go to get to Tucson, Arizona. You know what? I think I'm gonna bank over here to the left and get through these clouds. This looks a little clearer down here.
Southwest 433 descend and maintain 10,000 feet. American 1885 descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Delta 1350 descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Can't miss the Wilcox Playa right here.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. American 1885.
Get a screenshot right there. Look at that, cleared up a little bit. Nice to see. Love the water effects. Love the water effects.
American 1885 descend and maintain 6,300 feet.
I also like, again, that they let you emulate what it would be like with a headset on in the cockpit. Seeing that I wear a real aviation headset, it definitely heightens the reality of it. So.
Generic 13 Tango descend and maintain 9,700 feet.
Okay, and yeah, we're gonna get there. I'll already be halfway through Wilcox Playa before I do that time check. So that's what I do when they're big checkpoints. I try to get in the middle and then call that time. The clouds have been pretty good for me today. I'm on top of a little few or broken layer there, but it's looking pretty good. And hopefully keep this thing going. Here we go. Really nice scenery. I'm gonna take a picture with that. Beautiful. Just the shading and everything's really nice out here. At an hour 47, and it looks like that's gonna hold here because I have an hour 45. We're still not in the middle. Yeah. Very nice scenery out here in Arizona. The town of Wilcox is right to our right. There should be a town. Let me look outside. That's where the playa gets its name from, right there. And then there should be an airport right over here somewhere. Yep, right there. Oh. Right here, that's Wilcox. That's actually Cochise County Airport. But the town or city of Wilcox is right here. And the Wilcox Playa is there. And we're going to call that checkpoint pretty soon. I probably could call it now, actually. I'm going to call it an hour and 47 minutes. So that looks good. I'm going to trim down slightly. Next checkpoint is the wind farm, which should be on our right. That's in 6 minutes. It's on the sectional. We'll see if the wind farm's actually there. The last couple wind farms I've passed, they've actually had windmills on them, so that was pretty cool. There's also a solar farm coming up. So we shall see if that scenery holds true. Okay, I'm getting closer to Tucson. We're about 27 minutes out. So, take me past a little real time of 7 p.m. here on the east coast of the United States. Which means it will be... God, what is it right now? Let's see. What's it say for Zulu? Yeah, 22:35. Local time. Does it have local time? Oh, it does. Cool. It's 4:35 out there, so it's 6. So it's 2 hours behind us here on the East Coast. So thank you, Mr. Chronometer over there. 64 degrees Fahrenheit up here at 10,500, which means you can tell it's pretty hot down on the ground. And you can also see that the nav that we've been tracking on Victor 16 airway, we're pretty close to it. That's just backup in case I don't see my checkpoints or something happens where I gotta get to Tucson. So, but definitely doing a good job. It's a nice looking site, huh? Is there any traffic on the highway? Or are those railroad tracks? No, I think that's a highway. Which it is, but there's no traffic running on it. I have the traffic set to 100, so if there was going to be any, it would be there. Alright, so I want to stay at 10,500, but I'm going to have to find a place to come through these clouds. And we'll get one more update on Sky Vector, the weather at Tucson. You know what, we'll do it the real way. Let's see if I can get it from here. 123.8. We haven't heard from Approach in a while either. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll figure it out.
Tucson Airport information, Kilo 2200 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, 2 tree. 2.10. Altimeter, 29.87. ILS runway 11 left and visual runway 11 right in use. Landing and departing runway 11 left and runway 11 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Kilo.
I'm sure that might change before we get there, but they said it was calm now.
Tucson Airport information, Kilo 220.
Said it was gusting on Sky Vector before,
Visibility, tree.
so I'm just gonna take it like it's going in and out.
At 1,000 feet, few clouds. At 4,100 feet, few clouds. At 12,000.
Might even see some lightning in the distance. So, alright. Am I still on Approach here? I am. I do not need Class Bravo yet. Is Albuquerque Center controlling agency? I have Tucson Approach on 128.5. So we shall see. The wind farm should be off to our right if we can see it. Let me got the clouds moving in too, so I don't know. I guess it's kind of still breaking, so that's good. But, wind farm to the around here somewhere. Clouds kind of in the way. We will wait and see. Don't see a wind farm yet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, sir. Vishiocho 19er.
Thinking this little patch right over here. That is the wind farm, but I don't see any windmills. Let me make sure I'm steady here. Then we'll send the drone out that way. How's that? But that is the checkpoint, hour 53-ish. No, I said an hour 53, so yeah. Alright, second to last checkpoint, Rincon Peak, which is that big peak at 8,000 something, which is why I want to stay at 10,500. It's going to come in 12 minutes. Turn it this way, and we'll check for that. Wind farm, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see anything. Descending now with the drone. Where's the plane? It's up above me. There we go. So that's us, everyone. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna see that from here. So, and nah, no way we're gonna see that. But just know there's a wind farm out there. Off to our left is the Dragon Peak in Mount Glen. Looks pretty nice. And these clouds worrying me a little bit, you know, I won't lie. What we'll do is we'll fly closer to Tucson, get over that peak, and then try to find a place to go around. And if not, I'll go to the south and follow Route 10 into Tucson. It says the highest thing there is about 3,457 feet. So that's my backup plan. I'll see what goes on. Okay, I'm just streaming some music onto my headset here. So that's why I'm bobbing my head. Don't think it's music in my head or anything. Could be. Could be. But Guacamole. Nice name. Rhino Dino. Alright, now we're getting the clouds here. So this is where it gets a little hairy. Let's take a look outside. Yeah. This is a place I do not want to be at, so I'm going to actually climb to 12,500. So, and I would have oxygen on board just in case, but the service ceiling of this is 14,000, so we're going to be close to the top of the service ceiling for 172. But, getting way too close to these clouds. So we will climb to 12,500 and hopefully find a hole to go down in Tucson. And if this was normal approach your center, I'd just tell them that I'm climbing to 12,500 for cloud.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet southwest, 14908.
It's gonna be interesting. So. Got a big layer of clouds there. Did I just hear some thunder? Might have heard some thunder. Won't lie. Rincon Peak is going to be coming right ahead of us, so. But if we're up high, we might just have to use the GPS to estimate that, because we have to go above these clouds. So we're at 11,000. I'm going to go all the way to 12,500. And if you just tuned in, we are flying to Tucson, Arizona. We're about 24 minutes out from Tucson. And we got heavy cloud cover here, so I'm climbing to 12,500 to get above these clouds. I was cruising at 10,500, but we need to get out of the way of these clouds if we're going to fly VFR. So, see if I can lean the mixture just slightly. Nope, yeah, right about there. Okay, we'll keep climbing. It's going to take a while. High density altitude. Nice scenery below us. And again, we're getting an update of where we are on the map. Took off from El Paso. We overflew Deming Municipal. We're going to Tucson, so we're that close. This is the last thing I got to worry about right here. It's this little peak right here. And that's why I'm climbing so high, because that's at 8,000 feet or so. And then once we get over here, we can descend as long as we can find a hole and get to Tucson, which is also Class Bravo, so I'm going to have to ask for transition clearance down there. Almost 2 hours into our flight, so it's been quite a long flight, for me at least. You know, I usually don't plan them this long, but I want to get this done. Just try to get to the West Coast. Went out to Los Angeles last year for real, for a family vacation, and kind of want to see the West Coast in the simulator. So right on course.
Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot, contact Tucson approach on 119er.
There we go. Got a handoff finally. That was a long time. 119.4 for Niner Echo Foxtrot.
119.4 for Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot.
Switching over that frequency in 1 second. There you go. I dialed it in the Saitek radio panel.
Tucson approach.
ATC is not the best.
489er
So.
Echo Foxtrot, 11,700 feet.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, Tucson approach, continue as planned. Altimeter 29er decimal 9er 1.
Alright, 29901. Very good. But not very exciting on the air traffic control for traffic and stuff like that. And oh, my trim wheel just got involved there. Very sensitive trim wheel. So what I'm doing is I'm using the real world aspect of the thumb trim here, which I kind of like better than my trim wheel because it's just way too sensitive. But this aircraft has both. So climb to 12,500. Try to find a hole when we get to Tucson. I just got to get over this peak. So backup plans to go south, follow Highway 10 in. See my issue, if I go down lower, I'll be right in those clouds. Checkpoint's coming up, Rincon Peak. It's located in the Saguaro National Park. And if I can get some scenery of that, I will. It depends if these clouds will cooperate or not. So. Coming up on 12,500, which is nice to see. Leave the mixture out a little bit more, see if we can get any extra power. But it's getting harder because we're getting towards the service ceiling for the 172, which is 14,000 feet. And I would probably put on some supplementary oxygen in real life if I could. But not needed in the virtual world. I also have a pulse oximeter in my flight bag that I've been using. Kind of looks like this. I have an extra one right here. And it tells you your oxygen levels in your blood. Just put your finger in there. Turn it on first. Put it on there, and you're gonna have less oxygen in your blood at higher altitudes. It takes your pulse, and it tells you the percentage of blood. A percentage of oxygen in your blood. So I got 97% right now. My heartbeat's about 69, which isn't terrible, but could be a little bit lower. Not like heart attack level or anything, but that's what we use in the real world to check our oxygen levels at high altitude. Not that I've ever needed this, honestly, but I got it while I could because that was basically, believe it or not, free from a medical distributor. So I have 2 of them, and I carry one in my flight bag, and this is my extra at home in case something were to happen with the original one. So, tools of the trade. Don't do a lot of mountain flying, so, but do plan on going to New Hampshire sometime and flying in the White Mountains over there someday. So, all right, gonna give you an update where we are. Oops, gotta trim down. We are getting over this peak right here, and then we'll be right to Tucson. We again originally left El Paso, overflew Deming, and now we're just gonna land right into Tucson, which is a busy airport, so we're gonna need to call out over Rincon Peak that we need Class Bravo transition. I need to stop climbing. And we still have about 100 knots ground speed here, believe it or not. It's a little harder for the propeller to function up higher because it's less dense air, which means it can't chop into the air as much and produce as much power, but we are definitely going to get there, and I need to look for a hole after I get over this peak to get in down into Tucson. So they said there might be thunderstorms in the area and convective turbulence. So we will have to see about that. Still trimming down. But definitely one of my longer flights. So 13 minutes out. Wanted to be done around 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, real time. It looks like we might be able to do that. So total flight time of 2 hours and 5 minutes so far, 2 hours 6 minutes. And we're supposed to get to Rincon Peak in 2:05. So we're running a little bit behind, but that's okay because I had to climb to get out of these clouds. So that's why. Go trimmed out somewhat, 12,500. We are going to pass Rincon Peak, so let's see if we can see anything. A lot of clouds. You see a lot of clouds and part of the mountain. But it's down there, trust me. That's part of the problem of flying over the top here. You can see if I have a problem coming up ahead too. Maybe that'll be a hole I can get through. We'll have to see. So definitely a hole over here. So you might have to go over there. And other than that, it's turning back, getting into the clouds, and going from there. So I don't know, it's gonna be a little hairy getting to Tucson. A little hairy getting to Tucson, so see the turbulence starting to kick in a little bit. Right over Rincon Peak at about 2:08, I'll call it. Which again makes sense because we climbed to 12,500. So next is just Tucson, and we should get there in 2 hours and 19 minutes or so, which is 5 minutes longer than what I said it was going to take when I originally planned this flight. But that's still within the pickle barrel of planning. So all right, we got to find a hole here. Let's go this way. Let's go left and try to descend through that hole. We'll start descending now. And hopefully not get in these clouds. Or I could go straight ahead. Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's try. Set for 1,000. We'll try to do a little aggressive descent here. That mountain below us is about 8,482 at Rincon Peak, so gotta be careful. But the left is looking a little bit better now, so I don't know. Maybe enrich the mixture a little bit as we're descending. And we shall see. I know to the left it kind of goes into a valley of Route 10, so I think we're going to have to go to the left. Just gotta get under the clouds. It's just gonna deviate us a little bit more, but gotta make it happen. I didn't really see much of a clearance there, so yeah, this little hole, that was it. So unless, see what it's looking like over here. Yeah, it's not much of an entrance there. Okay, so we'll see. Keep this pumping here. Again, the stay VFR is 1,000 feet above clouds, 500 feet below, and 2,000 horizontally. That is the rule. So. Okay, try and get to Tucson. If you just tuned in, we're right outside Tucson. The problem is that we have all these clouds, so I'm trying to punch through a hole here. And I've chosen this hole right here to try to get underneath the clouds so I can get down to Tucson. Pattern altitude at Tucson's 3,700. And there's a lot of clouds. A little bit of turbulence here and there, but nothing terrible. And earlier reports were saying there could be thunderstorms in the area. Here's Tucson. Here's where we are. We're going to try to find Route 10 right here and go right into Tucson. That's our goal while descending. So we'll go on the cruising descent right now. And I think we're going to be okay now, you know? Yeah. Gotta lose this altitude. Trying to find Route 10. Route 10's right there. So we'll take a right pretty soon. So we got these clouds a little bit more. Try to descend around 700 feet per minute. Nine minutes out. It's actually gaining time now because we have to deviate to the south a little bit. But we will do our best. Tucson out there. So that is where we want to go. Rich in the mixture a little bit. Well, guys, be patient here. It's cruising descent. We also have to watch the ground below us, so we'll see what happens. Wonder what those mountains are. Those are the Santa Rita Mountains out there. Right in front of us on the left here. And just got punched right through these clouds. Gonna do a left 360, I think, to get down more. Descent's a little extreme. But good on the left, we just gotta get down there, and that's Route 10 right there. So we follow that right into Tucson. This is definitely gonna take some extra minutes to get there, so, but that's alright. We will get there. Route 10. This wonderful scenery, you could see everything a lot better. I mean, you can see roads before, but it's very nice to see it more realistic than just a gray strip with some made-up cars on there. We'll see if we get some traffic on Route 10 as we get down there too. So think we're right about the cloud level here. So I think we're going to be able to turn on the course after this. Yeah, you got some traffic down there. Cars. Not many, but they're there. Right there. Alright, let's follow Route 10 and get to Tucson. We're just gonna make sure just a little bit more. Sweet. Alright, follow this highway all the way in, which runs north of the city of Tucson, but it also leads towards the airport, so. Alright, so that's how you successfully get through a cloud layer when you're on top. Legally, too, so. It's not always the easiest. Not that I've done that a lot in real life, but the biggest time I ever did that was when I flew over Class Bravo in Boston to go to Nashua, New Hampshire. And it was broken clouds, so looking pretty good. I might be a little too close to these clouds, but we're doing okay. Go Tucson, we're on the way. Get a little more speed on this to get more to Tucson. And I'm gonna have to ask for Class Bravo transitions, so let's do that now.
Tucson approach Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, Tucson approach.
Awesome.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Then do one more check on the ATIS 123.8. Get the newest weather. Oh, gotta acknowledge that too.
Cleared through Bravo airspace Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot.
Right. Weather.
Tucson Airport information, Kilo 2300
Same one.
Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature, 22. Dew point, 10. Altimeter 29.90. ILS runway 11 left and visual runway 11 right in use. Landing and departing runway 11 left and runway 11 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Kilo.
Alright, so we are gonna have to call them pretty soon.
Lima 2300 Zulu.
In fact, it's doing that bug again. There you go. Nope. Alright. Typically what I would do here is flight tracking would have my flight plan and know when to turn me over to tower. But they're not going to do that because that's not this smart. So we're just going to go right to tower right now. So tower is on 118.3. Yep. And I'm going to request a full stop landing.
Tucson Tower Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot is 14 miles east with Lima to land.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, Tucson Tower.
Left,
Make
down.
left downwind runway 11 left. Altimeter 29.90 1 wind calm.
Alright, left downwind. Oops.
Enter left downwind
Yeah, I
runway,
got it.
11
Alright, it's
left
just a little
Cessna
delayed.
9er, Echo Foxtrot.
Alright, so stay on tower frequency. We gotta get down to pattern altitude, which is 2,700, and we're set up to try to get to the left downwind. We need to see the airport though, so it should be coming up in 11 nautical miles, but let's just get down to pattern altitude. We're on the outskirts of Tucson. And we're looking pretty good. That was 11 left, right? Yeah. I would have asked him in real life if I forgot, but 11 left. Wrote that down so I don't forget. But it should be coming up ahead of us over here somewhere. Starting to see civilization here, which is cool. Imagine living all the way out there. Wow. The lower we get, the more traffic we see too. Look at that. So that's cool. Enrich the mixture a little bit. Two hours and 21 minutes into the flight. We're almost there though. $3,700. So gotta get down there. We should be seeing the airport. Probably some outskirts out there. Oh, there's a plane right out there. We are definitely getting there. So, we crossed all of New Mexico, and we are in Arizona. Again, 3,700 is pattern altitude, so that's where we want to be. Well, it looks like we're going to get there.
SkyWest Tree 820, turn next taxiway.
Let's see. I bet you the airport diagram is not going to line up with what they have. But let's hope. Let's hope they did. They got the taxiway signs right and everything. So we'll see. Okay, almost at pattern altitude. There looks to be a SkyWest flight there. I think that's what SKW is. That's real world, by the way. So that's the real world weather that they import in this. And should be seeing the runway soon.
SkyWest Tree 820, exit runway when able. SkyWest Tree 820, contact ground on 124.4.
Yep. Alright, that's the airport. 11's going this way. And we're 11 left, so we're
124.4 SkyWest Tree 820.
VOR is supposed to be around here too at the base of the runway. enriching the mixture, but not all the way, because we're going to need that. I'm going to trim up slightly. And, boy, it's been a long flight, for me at least. Flying by hand, no autopilot, even though I have autopilot. I don't like to use autopilot unless I really have to. Oh, SkyWest 3820 from Salt Lake City. Cool. I gotta hug in a little bit more here. To 11 left. But we were told left downwind, so we're doing pretty good on that. You can see that 11 left is a little bit longer than 11 right, so always a welcome thing in aviation. It's a little longer. This gives you more time. Not that you really need it in a Cessna, but you know. Let's see if I lined it up pretty good. Halfway up the wing strut. Yeah. Looking pretty good right there. So, good distance. And I gotta climb a little bit. Go. As the terminal, I believe. Yep. That's the terminal, and we'll see where to put it after. So we'll beam the numbers there, and then we'll start our descent. Pretty cool to land here, huh? All right, let's do this. Back to 1700. I'm gonna keep it level. Whoop, little too much. Very good. 10 degrees of flaps. Angle down slightly.
Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot, cleared to land runway 11 left.
All right, we'll clear to land. Wind calm.
Cleared to land runway 11 left, Cessna 9er.
Now see, I was ready for gusts, because in Sky Vector, it said there might be gusts. But what we need to do right now is we need to pick a visual point to turn base. So, I'm going to extend the downwind just slightly so I get a good setup for the runway. And, alright, we'll turn base right about here. Turn to base, clear on the left. Right where we should be, about 80 knots. Wish that view was a little more up. I could probably program that, but be okay. That's 11 right there. Okay, we gotta turn a little bit quicker, so let's get this turn in there. Got a little left rudder in there as well. Okay, level out. We'll see where we're at. We're also gonna drop it down to 1500. Give us 10 more degrees of flaps. And we'll start turning for runway 11 here. Should be about 70, which is where we're at. Frames are suffering here a little bit, won't lie. That's 11 left right there. Looks like we got a good setup here. Again, by extending the downwind slightly, you can get a better setup on runways that you're not familiar with. And I'm hoping that SkyWest is holding. It's cool. Alright. Mixture's going to be all the way in as we go to 3000. Mixture full rich. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be terrible if I left it out a little bit at 3000, but still. Seem to have a good descent angle here. That's not cool. The SkyWest is going in front of me. I will have to go around. I don't know, man. I don't know. You gotta make me go around. No! Well, that's not smart. That's just not smart at all. Yeah, I'm going around. Oh, this sucks.
Going around Cessna 9er, Echo Foxtrot.
Flaps up.
Cessna 9er, Echo Foxtrot, copy, go around.
All the way up, I'm gonna climb at 74. Boy, that sucks. You know, that guy should have been holding until I landed. That's cool. Ah, you suck. Well, real life you have to go around, so we're gonna go around. Again, that's why you plan extra fuel in your day VFR. 30 minutes extra, but we have more than that, so because I filled the tanks. Oh boy, we're gonna go back to pattern altitude 3,700, and typically they would give you directions on where they want you to go. So I'm just gonna do another left hand. Because they really didn't say anything. So I don't know. Tucson. Yep, it's left pattern, so. Well, that was perfect till that plane got in the way. I poo-poo on you. Alright, here we go. How far away are we from the airport? Yeah, we're pretty good. Let's take a left-hand turn. Clear on the left. Keep climbing though. Keep climbing 3,700. Let me just leave the mixture on a little bit. Alright. See where we are in downwind. Looking pretty good. Let's turn downwind. And we're gonna level out here while we turn downwind. God, that stinks. Do all that setting up just to have a jet go out in front of you on the runway. Well, this has definitely been one of the longer flights I've done in the recent history. We're at 2.5 hours, and I would have already been down and taxiing if it wasn't for that big jet, which seems to still be there, by the way. SkyWest 3820. So don't tell me it's stuck there, because that would suck. Setup's pretty good, about halfway up the wing strut. I have no clue what it's waiting for. I'm gonna have to land this time because that is clearly stuck there if it's not taking off. It should be taking off already, so I don't know what's going on. No, he's taxiing. He taxied across the runway, it looks like. He couldn't wait? Oh, so aggravating. So aggravating. Alright, beam the numbers. We'll go down to 1,700 again. Aggravating, but you need patience as a pilot. There's no way around it. Okay. I'm still too high in the pattern. It's because I have my throttle all the way up. too high. Alright, let's do it. 1700.
Cessna 9er,
Under
Echo
110.
Foxtrot, cleared to land runway 11 left.
And
Wind
clear
calm.
to run. Clear to land, I mean. Well, I said clear to run. That was amazing.
Cleared to land runway 11 left, Cessna 9er, Echo Foxtrot.
Okay. We should be about 80 knots here, so I don't know what's going on. But, we're gonna land this time. I'm gonna make it happen because there'll be no SkyWest 3820 in front of me. What a pain. Again, if I'm at 1700 RPMs, I don't know why this isn't going to bleed off. It should be about 80 knots. Alright, gotta pick my point again to turn around. So we're not quite there yet. We are getting there though. Alright, left base, clear on the left. Boy, what a spaz. Okay, we'll go to 1500 when we level out. And another 10 degrees of flaps. And we're gonna make that turn on the final right now. We're hopefully gonna hold this to 70 so we're not. Mixture is gonna be full rich pretty soon. Yeah, we wait a little longer on this one, that's why we're low out, but we're still good. Mixture all the way in. Give me a little more throttle. And should be good. It's a little laggy here. Hopefully that's just Sim Connect. I know I'm streaming at the same time, but that SkyWest flight ruined everything. Alright, here we go. Second time's a charm. Have to be a little higher than this, but that's okay. Alright, full flap soon. Full flaps. And throttle out because we're very, very fast. We'll introduce it just a little bit as we get down here. Should be about 65, 60, so. Lag is not good here. Throttle out. Hold it off. Hold it off. Lagging is not helping. Get off. Here we go, right on the stall horn. That's not a bad place to be. So, flaps up, carb heat off. Oh, there's no carb heat. Duh. I'm so used to carbureted engines. Alright, I don't know where parking is here.
Foxtrot, exit runway when able.
But if I was a betting man, I'm going to go right to Alpha 8, if this is Alpha 8 in the simulator. Aerodynamic braking. Some brakes to the right. So we've made it. We've made it to Tucson, everybody. Very good. 2 hours and 39 minutes of flying by hand.
Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot, contact ground on 124.4.
124.4 for Echo Foxtrot.
124.4 for Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot.
We also have to do the post-landing checklist, so. But I'm going to taxi to parking.
Tucson
Flaps
ground,
up.
Cessna November
Should be set to
489er
take
Echo
off.
Foxtrot, request taxi to parking.
Cessna November 489er Echo Foxtrot, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Charlie, cross runway 11 right, cross runway 11 left Alpha.
Okay. Charlie. Cross 111 right. And cross 11 left Alpha. Progressive taxi, I don't know where that is on this either.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Charlie, cross runway 11 right, cross runway 11 left Alpha, Cessna 9er Echo Foxtrot.
And Charlie is not on my airport diagram, believe it or not. I'm on Alpha 8. Ground services. No. Well, I don't know what progressive is, but it's got to be a setting here. No, it's not. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to figure something out, so let's just go across here. Flaps up. I did say up. Why didn't it go up? I have no clue. Alright, let's go Alpha 8. And then right to the south ramp. We're going to cross the runway here. Should probably look both ways. Go a little slower. And let's close the fixed wing on the left there. So I'm going to take a right at the end of this taxiway. But there is a building there. South ramp, west ramp. You know what? Let me look at Google Earth Pro. And that might tell me a little something about where we could go. Kind of looks like there's some at the west ramp. So, including in the simulator. So I guess we're going to go over here on our right. And I guess we're going to park over here because I don't know where else to park. Let's go to Air Nav. Without crashing into any buildings here. Let's see where the FBO is. Nope, the FBOs are on the other side of the airport. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. No, you know what? I'm just gonna park it here. I'm gonna get lazy. But it says restricted area. It says north ramp. And it looks like they're all over there. So, it's alright. Park over here. Strobes off. Whoa. Okay, maybe get a little area over here, huh? Maybe. It's gonna be coming close, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of getting close a little bit. Well, let's put it over here now. The Cessna over here then. what a pain. Right, we'll park it here. More forward. Get my checklist out. Oh, we're getting there. Good. All right, welcome to Tucson, everybody. And if you stuck with me this long, thanks for sticking around, because that was a long, hand-flown flight. I said fight. Flight. And Tucson's looking pretty good. They said there might be some storms in the area, but they held out, so they did a good job. And can't complain at all. So, alright, let's get this thing parked. After landing, flaps up, carb heat off. There's no carb heat because it's the wrong checklist again. Why did it default to the 72p? I don't know. So, here we go. Flaps up, strobes off, landing light off, taxi light off, piezo is off, mixture is required. Trim set for takeoff, which I believe I already did that. Yep, okay. Transponder alt and squawk, ELT verify silent, avionics off. Avionics are off. And we should probably actually set that to 1200, because I always forget to do that in the real world. Avionics off. All lights off except for beacon. Okay, mixture full lean, I mean, whoa. Okay, mags off, master off, lights off, parking brake. And that's it, we've made it to Tucson. So once again, I want to thank every single person for tuning in today. This was definitely one of the longer flights. I just shut everything off in 2 hours and 46 minutes. So, definitely one of the longer ones. Please like, subscribe, look at my real world videos on Eric flights. We're doing more flights as we continue around the United States perimeter, but we've ended up in Tucson, Arizona, and we look forward to many more flights. So with that, I will see you later. Adios, and see you on another stream.